Hello, and welcome back to Witchy Ways for Modern Days. This is your host, Brittany, and today's episode, we are diving into my home turf on the zodiac wheel, Cancer. So far in this astrological journey, we have been watching the cycle of life unfold in this natural rhythm of the stars. So we looked at Aries, which lights the flame. It is the existence, the spark of existence. Then we went to Taurus, which anchors the flame into the body and the earth. Then Gemini. Gemini is the awareness of the mind. It's opening connection, curiosity. But eventually, after we look at those questions and those conversations, we bring the astrological soul to a quieter question. Where do I belong? And that question leads us into Cancer. Now, Cancer is cardinal water, which means it is very emotional, it's intuitive, it can be protective, it's a deeply connected to memory type of sign. Cardinal, of course, meaning leader, so it leads the water signs in the zodiac wheel. This is the sign that gathers us into feeling. After we've gone through Gemini, which is the idea, mindful sign, Cancer leads us inward again. It's a sign of home. It is a sign of family, ancestry, and emotional safety. This is the place in the zodiac where we learn how to care for other people, for others, for the past that shaped us. So in the cycle of life that I've been trying to explain the zodiac wheel as, think of Cancer as the young motherhood sign. So we're thinking young parents around 20 to 23, maybe 24 years old, somewhere right around there. So Cancer is ruled by the moon. It is the ever-changing celestial body that governs tides. It governs rhythms, cycles, and emotions. The moon, of course, does not stay in one place. It waxes, it wanes, it disappears, it returns. In many ways, Cancer energy mirrors the exact movements of the moon. Sometimes they can be guarded, sometimes they're soft, but they are always feeling deeply beneath the surface. Cancer is symbolized by the crab, which in my opinion is one of the most accurate symbolic portrayals in the astrological system. So a crab, this is a creature that carries its home with it. It is an image that tells us a lot about this archetype. Cancers are often emotionally protective because their inner world is their sacred territory. They move sideways rather than directly a lot of the time. They observe before they reveal themselves. They can be pointed out as icy or cold, but that is only that outer external shell. The inner world for them is generally much softer, much kinder. Once you are allowed into a Cancer's inner sanctuary, the loyalty and care you'll find there tend to stick. So this is a sign that teaches us that emotional bonds are powerful magic, that memory can hold energy, that the places we sleep, people who raised us, the stories we carry with us, all of this shapes who we become. Now let's walk through Cancer with the planets and the placements. So pull your birth chart out if you don't have it up, find where you have Cancer, and at least listen to that part, and maybe you'll understand yourself or others a little bit better. When your sun is in Cancer, your identity is deeply tied to emotional connection and protection. You are often the one who feels quite responsible for creating safety for others, emotional safety or physical or energetic safety. Cancer suns can be nurturing, empathetic, fiercely tied to their chosen family, incredibly loyal. In magic, this is a placement that excels in protection spells. They do wonderful home blessings. This is probably the best placement for a home warding or home blessing witch. Ancestral magic is going to be very powerful in this placement, emotional healing rituals. The challenge for a Cancer sun is going to be in learning not to carry everyone else's feelings as their own. Don't lean too hard into your empathy. It's actually something that hinders you rather than connects you to others. When your moon is in Cancer, now this is an interesting one because the moon is in its home sign at this point. This is a placement that amplifies emotional sensitivity and intuition. These are people that feel extremely deeply, maybe the most deep of any of the placements. So feelings run deep here. You likely have very strong instincts about people or environments you walk into. So emotional safety is essential for your well-being. If you don't feel safe, your entire life is going to feel off. Lunar magic for you will feel natural here. Moon water, dream work, ritual baths, these are all going to come instinctual to you. The shadow of this placement can be emotional overwhelm or retreating too deeply into protective walls at the first sign of conflict. If your Mercury is in Cancer, your communication comes from the heart generally. You might be one that speaks gently, intuitively, with some sort of emotional nuance. Your memory can be strong, especially when it comes to personal experiences. In spellwork, Mercury in Cancer thrives through storytelling or petitions or intentions that were emotionally charged. The lesson is going to be in expressing feelings clearly rather than assuming other people are going to sense your emotions. Like, you have to tell people how you feel. You can't just assume they know. When your Venus is in Cancer, so when your love sign is in Cancer, this is a very nurturing, deeply devoted placement. You will likely show affection through care, comforting, cooking, remembering details, creating a safe space for someone else to exist. Loyalty is extremely important in your relationships. In magic, attraction spells may focus on emotional bonding, domestic harmony, and protective love energy. The darker side for magic for this placement is going to be in becoming overly protective or clinging to relationships out of previous comfort or nostalgia. You have to kind of pull yourself away from that trap. If your Mars is in Cancer, action for you is driven by your emotional defenses. Mars in Cancer often protects loved ones fiercely. However, direct confrontation might feel extremely uncomfortable for you. These are not people who generally fight loudly. They will if it's necessary, but generally they're going to do it a bit passive-aggressively. So anger might come in waves rather than explosions. In magic, protection work is quite strong here, especially spells that are meant to shield the home or shield family. The lesson is going to be in learning to express your anger directly rather than burying it. All right, let's take a quick pause because if you are listening to this podcast, chances are your magic deserves tools that actually meet you where you are. If you aren't already aware, I am part owner of Winslow Naturals, a small family-owned metaphysical shop creating handcrafted ritual oils, candles, sprays, soaks, and spiritual tools, each one made with intention, experience, and deep respect for the craft. These aren't mass-produced products. Every one of our blends is thoughtfully formulated for real-life magic, whether you're working with deities, doing shadow work, calling in abundance, or just protecting your peace in this chaotic world. I also offer personal tarot readings, aura readings, spirit guide confirmations, distance Reiki, and chakra healing sessions for those of you looking for deeper insight, energetic support, and one-on-one spiritual care. If you're ready to elevate your practice with tools, readings, and healing work from people who truly understand the craft, visit Winslow Naturals at winslownaturals.com or find us on TikTok, where we go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And if it's your first time ordering, you can use code Witchy Ways to get 10% off your first website order, because your magic deserves to be supported intentionally, ethically, and powerfully. When Jupiter is in Cancer, your expansion, knowledge, and magic is going to come through nurturing other people and building emotional security. And this is actually sort of the breath of Jupiter. So it means the planet expresses itself beautifully here. It's not commonly talked about that this is a really good placement for Jupiter, but it is. It's a very lucky placement. So luck might appear through home investments or some sort of emotional generosity, family or friend connections. Prosperity magic can flourish when it is rooted in gratitude and care for other people. So, quite lucky placement. Lean heavily, if you have a Jupiter in Cancer, lean heavily into money and abundance magic. You might find that it works really well for you. If you have a Cancer placement for Saturn, lessons for you will center around emotional boundaries and family dynamics. So your early life may have involved heavy responsibility or emotional burdens that required maturity beyond your physical age. So you were kind of forced to be an adult before you were an adult. Over time, as you age, this is a placement that develops profound emotional resistance and resilience. So you can feel quite stunted emotionally in this placement, but you can also be incredibly strong. So it's a contradicting type of energy. You can do a lot of karmic magic. It's going to benefit from a lot of rituals that create structure around emotional healing. So Saturn in Cancer, you really can lean into shadow work. You can lean into therapy, healing the inner child. I'm not going to say this is an easy placement to be. It's not. But there is great potential for growth once you learn to lean into your own healing. Now, when your Uranus is in Cancer, there may be unconventional family structures or sudden shifts in your home environment. This could be early or later in life. This is a placement that can challenge traditional definitions of family. So it doesn't have to be blood family. It's a one that encourages new ways of creating belonging. So found family can be a key here. Ritual work in this placement might involve just redefining what the term home means, finding what home means for you. And it might not be what society deems as home. It's leaning into what works for you. If your Neptune is in Cancer, the emotional world can feel mystical, dreamy, deeply intuitive. This is a placement where you might see a lot of mediums. So there might be psychic sensitivity here or strong empathic tendencies. The lesson will be about protecting your emotional boundaries so that your compassion doesn't turn into overwhelm. Magic tied to dream work, intuitive work, spirit communication, that's going to resonate strongly here. When your Pluto is in Cancer, transformation is going to revolve around emotional roots, family, and ancestral power. There might be deep karmic themes involving lineage or inherited emotional patterns. So ancestral work is going to be big. Shadow work with this placement will often involve healing generational wounds, reclaiming your emotional sovereignty, standing strong in your personal power without leaning heavily on the rest of the family's karma. Now we're going to go into the karmic axis. Fun times. If your North Node is in Cancer, your soul's growth lies in learning vulnerability and emotional connection. You may come from patterns that sort of emphasized control or status or independence at the expense of intimacy, softness. So your growth will invite you to soften, to trust in emotional bonds and allow other people to care for you. So it's a lot of opening yourself up, being expansive when the natural tendency is going to lock yourself away from people. If your South Node is in Cancer, your emotional sensitivity and caregiving tendencies, those are going to come quite naturally. But your growth may ask you to develop structure, develop independence, personal authority, rather than constantly prioritizing other people's needs, listening to yourself before you take someone else's feelings into account. And then we arrive at Lilith. When your Lilith is in the sign of Cancer, there may be deep wounds connected to family or motherhood, fatherhood, or emotional well-being. Perhaps nurturing was conditional for you. It was withheld or it was used as control. This is a sign, a placement that could have very difficult relationships with parental figures. Lilith in Cancer refuses to accept the idea that care has to be earned through self-sacrifice. This is a placement that reclaims its emotional autonomy, the right to feel, to protect yourself, to redefine what family actually means. Magic tied to Lilith in Cancer often will involve ancestral healing and reclaiming your personal emotional space. Cancer is a sign that reminds us magic isn't always dramatic or loud. Sometimes it can be quiet. Sometimes magic is lighting a candle in your home and whispering protection at the walls, or cooking a meal with intention, blessing people you love. Sometimes magic is healing wounds passed through generations. Cancer is a sign that teaches us emotion itself is a sacred energy. And when that energy is honored rather than suppressed, which is the tendency, it becomes incredibly powerful. In the next astrology episode, the wheel is going to turn again. So we're going to go from the protective waters of Cancer into the radiant fire that is Leo, the sign of confidence, creativity, very courageous energy. We're going to go from the home sign of Cancer to the loud stage presence of Leo. Until next time, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Have a wonderful rest of your week, friends. Blessed be.